I am lucky to be in love with you. Not because you are perfect, not because our story is flawless, not because destiny made everything easy. I am lucky because loving you changed me. This is my confession. The first time I saw you, it wasn't dramatic. No slow motion, no background music, just a normal afternoon in Karachi. The sun was harsh, the traffic was loud, and life was moving the way it always does. You were standing near the gate, adjusting your dupatta, slightly annoyed at something on your phone. I don't know what happened in that moment, but something inside me became calm. Not excited, not obsessed, just calm, and that scared me. Because I am not someone who believes in instant connections. I overthink, I analyze, I doubt. But with you, there was no noise in my head, just peace. We started talking casually. At first it was about work, about studies, about random daily complaints. But slowly, our conversations grew longer. Messages that started with hi, ended at 2 a.m. with you sleep first. You once told me, you're not very expressive. You were right. I was never good with big romantic dialogues. I wasn't the type to promise the moon. I wasn't the best option in any obvious way. But when I started falling for you, something changed. I became honest, painfully honest. Because loving you didn't feel like a competition. It felt like gratitude. You see, before you, I thought love was about impressing someone, showing your strengths, hiding your weaknesses. With you, I showed my flaws first, my fears, my insecurities, my overthinking, my past mistakes, and you didn't run. You listened. That's when I realized I am lucky. Not because you love me, but because you understand me. There was a night I remember clearly. I was stressed. Work wasn't going well. Family pressure was building. I felt small again, like I wasn't enough for anyone. You didn't give a motivational speech. You just said, I'm here. 2 simple words. But they felt like shelter. In that moment, I understood something important. Love isn't loud. It's steady. You never tried to change me into someone else. You never compared me with others. You never said, why can't you be Buzz like him? Instead, you said, I like you the way you are. Do you know how rare that is? To be loved without conditions, to be accepted without upgrades, to be chosen without competition. That's why I say I am lucky, because I am not the richest man. I am not the most successful yet. I am not the most confident always, but I am loved by you, and that makes me feel like the luckiest man alive. There were arguments too. We are not perfect. There were days you were silent, days I was stubborn, days misunderstandings grew bigger than reality. But even in anger, you never disrespected me, and I learned something from that. Love is not about never fighting. It's about never giving up during the fight. One day, you asked me something serious. Are you sure about me? I didn't answer immediately. Not because I doubted you, but because I wanted to answer properly. I said, I'm not perfect. I will make mistakes. I will get insecure sometimes. I will fail in things, but I will. never intentionally hurt you, and I will never stop choosing you. You smiled, and that smile felt like approval from life itself. I used to think I needed to become better before loving someone seriously, more stable, more successful, more impressive. But loving you taught me something deeper. You don't wait to be perfect to love. You grow together. When I imagine my future now, it's not about big cars or luxury houses. It's simple. You sitting beside me after a long day, sharing tea, talking about small things, complaining about life, together, peace. That's what you gave me. And here is my biggest confession. I used to think you were lucky to have someone like me. But the truth is, I am lucky that you saw value in an ordinary man. Lucky that you trusted me with your heart. Lucky that you believed in us when I doubted myself. Sometimes I look at you and wonder, how did someone like me deserve someone like you? Maybe love isn't about deserving. Maybe it's about gratitude. If tomorrow life becomes difficult, if money becomes tight, if problems surround us, I will still say the same thing. I am lucky to be in love with you, because loving you made me kinder. It made me braver. It made me less afraid of being not the best. With you, I don't feel average. I feel chosen, and being chosen by someone you deeply respect, that is the biggest blessing. So this is my confession. I don't promise perfection. I don't promise a fairy tale. I don't promise a life without storms. But I promise loyalty. I promise effort. I promise that even on the days I feel insecure, I will not let that insecurity destroy what we have. You are not my trophy. You are my peace. And I am lucky, truly lucky to be in love with you. Loving you didn't just make me happy. It made me responsible. That's the part people don't talk about. In the beginning, love feels light. Sweet messages, late night calls, smiles for no reason. But when love becomes serious, it becomes heavy in a beautiful way, because suddenly someone's heart is in your hands. And I was scared, not scared of losing you, scared of hurting you. There was a phase when things weren't smooth between us. Misunderstandings started growing from small things. I got busy with work. You felt ignored. I thought you were overthinking. I thought I was changing. We stopped saying, I love you as often, and silence slowly started replacing warmth. One evening, you said something that shook me. I don't want to feel alone while being in a relationship. That line hit deep, because the last thing I ever wanted was for you to feel lonely with me. I realized something painful. That night, love is not just about loyalty. It's about presence. You can be faithful, but still be emotionally absent. And I had started drifting without realizing it. Not because I loved you less, but because I thought working harder for our future was enough. I forgot that. You needed me in the present. That night, I didn't defend myself. I didn't argue. I just listened, and I apologized. Not a dramatic apology, a real one. I'm sorry if I've made you feel alone. That was never my intention. You cried, and I understood something powerful. Strong love is not about ego. It's about humility. After that, I made conscious effort, small changes, calling you during busy days, asking about your feelings, not just your day, listening without trying to fix everything immediately, and slowly warmth returned. One day we were sitting quietly together. No big topic, no drama. You looked at me and asked softly, "Why do you say you're lucky?" I smiled, because the answer was bigger than one sentence. I am lucky because you saw my heart before my success. I am lucky because you loved me when I was still building myself. I am lucky because you stayed during my silent phases. I am lucky because you challenge me to grow, not compete. There are men richer than me. There are men more confident than me. There are men who can promise bigger things, but I promise something different. Stability, respect, consistency, and most importantly, effort. You once told me, I don't need a perfect man. I need a safe man. That became my mission, not to impress you, but to make you feel safe with me. Safe to speak, safe to cry, safe to disagree, safe to dream. Because love without safety is fear, and I never want you to fear losing me or being judged by me. There was another moment I will never forget. Your family was discussing serious future plans, responsibilities, expectations, questions about career, stability, timelines. Pressure was real. For a second, the old, insecure version of me tried to return. What if I'm not enough? But this time, I didn't run from that thought. I faced it, and I said clearly, I am still growing. I am not perfect, but I am committed, not defensive, not overconfident, just honest. And honesty felt powerful. After that day, I realized something important. Luck is not magic. Luck is meeting someone who matches your intention. You want peace. I want peace. You want respect. I want respect. You want partnership. I want partnership. That alignment is rare. That's why I say I am lucky. Our love isn't loud on social media. It isn't full of dramatic gestures. It isn't a fairy tale. It's real and real. Love survives ordinary days. Sometimes we sit quietly without talking much, but it's comfortable. That comfort is love. Sometimes we disagree, but we come back to understanding that maturity is love. Sometimes we both feel tired from life, but we still choose each other. That choice is love. Here is my final confession in this part. Before you, I used to think love was something you win, I know love is something you maintain day through effort, through patience, through communication, and if someday life becomes harder, if money becomes tight, if responsibilities increase,